They said the science was settled, but in 2025, a paper appeared. Hidden in plain sight, the code inside the cure, revealed at last. This isn't conspiracy anymore. It's confirmed. And it's time we ask, who's rewriting the code of creation? They said the science was settled. They said the questions were dangerous. But truth doesn't stay buried forever. It waits until the data speaks for itself. In 2025, a quiet study appeared in a respected scientific journal, Taylor and Francis. The title looked dry, almost forgettable. Quantification of residual plasmid DNA and SV40 promoter enhancer sequences in Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna mRNA COVID-19 vaccines. But behind those words lay confirmation of what many had wondered. Not scandal, not conspiracy, just the missing pages of the story. Inside the study, scientists from the University of Guelph, a medicinal genomics, measured something simple but important. Tiny residual DNA fragments, leftover pieces from the manufacturing process of mRNA vaccines. These weren't added intentionally. They're a normal byproduct when you grow and purify genetic material in labs. What made this paper stand out wasn't what it accused, but what it admitted. That fragments were measurable, that transparency matters, and that production for billions of doses was far more complex than the tightly controlled trials that came before. That's science doing what it should, re-examining itself, clarifying, correcting, revealing. But to the public, this wasn't just a technical note. It felt like vindication. After years of being told, don't ask that, people remembered early warnings about nanoparticles, lipid carriers, and the mystery of what else might ride along inside the vial. Most of those details were always public, buried in white papers and patents, but rarely discussed in the open. The real issues were never just chemistry. It was trust. Who decides what we can question? Who holds the power to label truth as danger? Even the name COVID-19 became part of the story. Officially, it means Coronavirus Disease 2019, but many saw deeper symbolism. Certificate of Vaccination ID, and the numbers 1 and 9, A and I, the initials for artificial intelligence. Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe it's a mirror of the time. Because in an age where our data, our health, and our identity are all digitalized, people instinctively read warning signs into everything. It wasn't just a word. It became a window into how fragile trust had become. Look closer, and you will see the metaphor. Science writes code into molecules. Governments write code into databases. And somewhere in the middle strands of the human soul, wondering if there's any part of us left unwritten by someone else's design. This study didn't expose evil. It exposed process, complexity, and the need for light. And in that light, faith still whispers, the oldest reminder. Nothing hidden will stay hidden forever. Luke 8:17. We are living in a time when knowledge grows faster than wisdom, when data multiplies faster than understanding, when human beings tinker with the code of life itself and call it progress. But even in that storm, the message of faith remains steady. Truth isn't fragile. It doesn't fear examination. And the same creator who wrote life's original codes still watches every hand that edits it. Because in the end, revelation isn't about exposure. It's about redemption. And maybe that's what this moment is, a chance for science to rediscover humility, for governments to remember transparency, and for us to remember who we are, not products of code, but children of creation. From conspiracy to confirmed, because truth always surfaces, even when they try to bury it. Hello, friends. I want to be clear about something. Back when I first started this channel, I just wanted to seek truth and know truth. And sometimes when we're seeking truth, there's a lot of holes we fall into. However, it's important to crawl out of those holes and read information and come to factual closure. Now, I got monetized many months after I started my channel years ago. And I got whacked the day that they monetized me. After that, I got whacked several times for medical misinformation. However, now we've learned that those things were not always false. So I want to be clear. I'm not here to spread medical misinformation or tell you what to believe. I'm here because I question everything and everyone, and truth matters to me. And it should matter to you too. We deserve honesty, transparency, and the freedom to ask questions without fear, because only when we question can we ever truly see. Now, there's also several groups here on YouTube that, for their own gain, they would love nothing more than to see me fail. But see, with every attack, with every attempt, it just gives me more reason to keep going and seeking truth and coming out here to talk with you all. God bless and have an excellent day. Stand firm in your faith with Jesus.